Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. I have got a massive meal prep video to share with you today. I think I actually bit off a little bit more than I could chew in one day. So this was actually filmed over 2 days. Most of it got done within the first day and then I followed up the next day after work with a few things. But if you are here for meal prep, you're in the right spot. Don't feel like when you watch these videos, you have to make all of these recipes. You can take them, make them your own, just make a few of them. But I have some healthy ideas for you in today's video. So if you are working towards some health goals in the new year, some of these recipes may be of interest to you. I'm gonna be making a Greek orzo salad that turned out really good. Lots of fresh veggies, a little bit of orzo, some Greek dressing, and some feta cheese. Really delicious. I'm also going to be making a beef and broccoli casserole. This is a keto recipe, and this is something I've made before that meal prep's great. You can even make it into a freezer meal. I'm also going to be using up some pancake mix that I found in my pantry. That's a great breakfast item for kids that you can prep. They reheat really well in the microwave. Nothing fancy, just plain old pancake. I'm also going to be making some salsa chicken. So basically shredded chicken in my Instant Pot that we can use for tacos, burritos, enchiladas, salads throughout the week. I'm also making a Moroccan chicken tagine that turned out really delicious. I'm gonna be using a jarred sauce as well as some pre-cooked rice to make that super easy. And then next up are some keto chocolate chip cookies. Those turned out so good. Even my kids are enjoying them. And then last but not least are some healthier peanut butter banana muffins. They are made with just a little bit of sugar, maple syrup, and whole wheat flour. And my kids love them for after school snacks and breakfast. So that's what we're gonna be making today. I hope that you come along with me. Let me know which of these recipes in the comments that you are going to make. All right, so I am going to be meal prepping with some items from Thrive Market today, and they are sponsoring today's meal prep video. So thank you to them. You guys know that I love ordering from them and working with them. So I'm excited to share this haul with you. I got a lot of items that were some favorites and then some items that were new to me. So let me unbox this and then I'll share it with you. Okay, so here is everything that I got. I'm super excited about this order. If you guys haven't tried out Thrive Market, you totally should. I'll have a link in the description box below. You guys can get 25% off your first order, which is a huge savings. Plus you can get a free gift when you sign up. They have a couple different membership options. They have a 12-month membership. That's the one that I choose. It comes out to less than $5 a month. I order from them several times a month, so that's what works out best for me. But they also have a month-to-month option. So if you want to try it for no risk, you can totally do that too. They donate to a lot of great causes, so I definitely feel good about supporting them. And the thing I like about their service too is that their app is super user-friendly. You can go to their site, search by, diet. So if you're doing paleo or keto, vegan, anything like that, you can easily sort. And you can also sort by new items, which is often what I tell you guys that I do because I love trying out the new stuff. So I did get some of this lesser evil popcorn. I've seen a couple people get this, I believe, on other hauls, and this is butter flavored coconut oil and Himalayan salt popcorn. So I thought we would try this out. Always looking for a better alternative to chips. I got a couple cans of this Ora Bora peppermint watermelon sparkling water. I've never tried this before. If you guys have tried it, let me know. I thought that the can looked super pretty and I'm always down to try a different type of sparkling water. So I'll have to tell you how that turns out or how I like that. I got these green olives for Adam. I thought these were a great idea. They come in these little snack packs. He's really the only one that likes green olives, but I like that they are single serve. You don't have to refrigerate them, so they're easy to store. I probably will throw these in the fridge just because I think he likes them better cold, but I thought this was a great idea for a snack. They have tons of great snack options, which is why I like shopping with them too. I'm always looking for healthier snacks to keep around. They have started carrying also the Essential Baking Company Take and Bake loaves and the pizza crust. I have talked about these before and I love these. They are so delicious and such great quality. If you get this, all you have to do is take it out of the package. You stick it like right on the oven rack and bake it for 10 minutes. It comes out hot and delicious. Really, really good. So I'll probably have that as a side for dinner. I am going to use this for meal prep today. This is a pre-packaged, fully cooked rice and beans, so I thought this would be good. I can get probably 2 servings out of this with some other ingredient that I'm going to use with it, but it's been working really well for me to have stuff prepped in the refrigerator for my lunches throughout the week, so that's what I'll be using that for. I got some garbanzo beans for a orzo salad, an orzo salad that I'm going to make, so I'll rinse those off, those in there. I also picked up Adam some of these hot and spicy with, these are the Parmesan cheese crisps, and they have a ton of different flavors of these on the website, so I know sometimes these can be hard to find in the store, but definitely check these out on their site if you're looking for those. I know a lot of people on keto like them. I also wanted to try out this Food Stirs Keto chocolate chip cookie mix. I thought that it looked pretty good. It's 2 grams of net carbs, so I'll be making that in my meal prep today. And then here is the other Essential Baking Company item that I got. This is a thin crust pizza crust. There are 2 in here, and this is so delicious. If you're looking for a quick like weeknight option, if you have kids, you want something kid friendly, stick a couple of these in the oven, just throw some sauce and some cheese, maybe some pepperoni on there, steam up some broccoli, and you've got a super quick dinner that your kids are gonna love. I also picked up these nut pods. This is the cinnamon swirl flavor, and I'm super looking forward to trying these. I've tried the nut pods in several different flavors before, and I've liked all of them, so I'm sure I'll like these too. They come in a 2-pack, so that's good. I got these for the kids. They love these. These are the This Saves Lives School Safe Kids S'mores Blast Bars. This is actually the company that Kristen Bell founded, and they're very, they have like a philanthropic mission. And so if you want to, you know, give back while you're buying your kids a good granola bar, definitely check these out. They're really good. The kids like them a lot. They have several different flavors. And then I also thought they could try these Kind chewy chocolate chip granola bars. They do have to take a snack to school, and these have less sugar in them. They actually only have 5 grams of sugar per bar, so that's really good. So hopefully they like those. And then I got a lot of different like sauces and dressings they had new on the site. This is not new, but we've had this before and I really like it. It's the Annie's sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. I'm actually going to use this week in the crock pot with some barbecue chicken. I also thought we could try this barbecue ranch dressing. I have been prepping some salads, so I might prep a couple of those today for Adam. I figured he would like this dressing on there. I'm also going to meal prep with this. This is the Mina Moroccan chicken tagine cooking sauce. So basically you just saute this, or simmer it, I'm sorry, with chicken and veggies. So I'm gonna do that for meal prep. I'll be looking forward to eating that this week. I got some Rayo's marinara sauce. This is a staple in our house. Love to keep this on hand for pasta night. Okay, I'm also going to be meal prepping some chicken in the Instant Pot with this Thrive organic salsa. If you've never ordered from Thrive before, or you never tried this salsa, it is so good. It's the organic medium salsa, and it has a really great flavor. It's really good with tortilla chips too. Definitely recommend this. Okay, and then this was also new. This is the Tessie Mae's Cosmic Jerry sauce. It says you can use it as a dip, glaze, or everything sauce. I got some of those Tyson blackened chicken tenders from the store this week, and I always like to just be able to throw those in the air fryer, and I always want something to dip them in, so I thought this would be good to dip those in, so I grabbed that. This is also new to me, but I've had this brand before and it's really good. This is the Yai's Pad Thai sauce. I love Pad Thai, and I have actually some rice noodles in the pantry, so I don't think I'll prep this today, but I'll probably use this for Pad Thai at some point. And then I also thought we would try this Whole30 secret sauce. I'm not sure. I think this is maybe like a Thousand Island type deal, but it's Whole30, so I thought we would try this out. Let me know if you guys have tried this. I've tried a lot of the Whole30 sauces and dressings, and they're all really good. And then lastly, I got some of this lemon turmeric dressing. I thought this looked really unique, and I thought that I could use it either as like a regular salad dressing, a pasta salad dressing, or even as a marinade. So this is the Primal Kitchen brand, and I've had a lot of their dressings too, and they're really good. So that is everything that I got from Thrive. If you guys want to check it out, I'll have the link down below. Super easy, get 25% off plus a free gift. And now we're going to start meal prepping. Okay, so we are going to start out with some Greek style orzo salad, and if you've never made this before, it is really delicious and it makes a great meal prep. It stores well in the fridge, usually for about 3 to 4 days, so it's pretty hearty, and I love being able to just pull it out and eat it for lunch during the week. So I'm starting with some orzo pasta, putting that in a pot of salted water, and I decided to make this actually because I found this jar in my pantry as I was going through kind of organizing some things, and I was like, how can I use this up? So I decided to make this salad, and if you have another type of pasta on hand, you could try that, or couscous I think would be really good in this as well. Make sure that you rinse the pasta to cool it off and stop the cooking. I will place that in a bowl, and then I'm going to add some veggies. I will try to find a recipe similar to this and link it in the description box. I don't necessarily use a recipe for this, mostly just because I'm trying to use things up that are in my refrigerator produce drawer, but I had some cucumber that I wanted to use, so I'm just going to chop that up and get that into the bowl with the orzo. I do try to chop my cucumber up into as bite-sized pieces as possible, just so that they're easier to hold on the fork as you're eating it. Next, I'm going to add some red onion. You could add any kind of onion to this. You could also use green onion if you wanted to. I think red onion is a little bit more traditional if you're doing like a Greek style type salad, and I had one on hand, so that's what I used. I don't prefer a ton of onion, so I didn't add too much, but you of course can adjust that to your liking as well. Next up is some fresh parsley. This is optional, but I had some in my fridge. It was actually looking a little bit wilty, but I salvaged a little bit of it. When I was chopping this up, I was actually thinking I should make some tabbouleh, which is a bulgur wheat salad with tons of parsley in it. I made that before in meal prep before, and it's another one of my favorites, but I really do think that fresh herbs add a really nice touch to fresh salads, and if you want to look forward to eating your salad, definitely try it out. Next up, I'm going to chop up a red pepper. You could use any color pepper that you wanted. I always think red looks really pretty in this because it contrasts really well with the green cucumber, but yellow or orange or even green bell pepper would work in this as well. Or if you also have those little mini sweet peppers, you could use those too, but I do think that it gives it a really nice crunch and flavor. The other thing you could also do with this salad is you could add some protein to it. Like if you wanted to add cubed tofu or chicken, you could totally do that. I actually ate mine this week meal prepped with some of the Tyson blackened chicken tenders that I put in the air fryer. But if you're a fan of cold grilled chicken, you could totally stir some into this salad as well. Next up, I had some feta cheese in my refrigerator. That is perfect because it goes perfect with this salad, and I wanted to get it used up. I'd opened it last week for a salad and didn't quite use it all, so I prefer to buy the block feta cheese instead of the pre-crumbled. I think it tastes so much better. If you've never tried, definitely do that. So I just cut this into chunks, and I'm going to throw it into the bowl with the rest of the salad. Next up are those chickpeas that I got from Thrive, so I'm going to rinse those off really well and make sure they're drained, and I will stir those into the salad. For the dressing, you could totally make your own, but I happen to have a bottle of this Greek dressing and marinade from Thrive that I got in a prior order in my refrigerator, and I thought this would be the perfect use for it. It ended up turning out really well, so I poured that over the salad and gave that a stir. I did taste this for seasoning, and I did end up adding a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper, and then I also added a little bit of lemon juice as well, but you can totally season this to your liking. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you see the lighting changing throughout this video, it's because I filmed this over the course of like a day, one day on a weekend and then another day after work, and so that's why you're seeing the lighting change. But I packed this up into some meal prep containers. These are just some ones that I got off of Amazon. When I'm packing up cold salads, I don't mind to pack those in plastic, but when I'm packing up something that I need to reheat, I always like to use glass. So I just packed these up into containers and then pop them into the fridge, and I have a great meal prep for the week. Like I said, you could eat this as a standalone or you could pair it with a protein, but either way, it's super delicious and I would definitely recommend it. Okay, next up, I'm sharing with you guys a keto beef and broccoli casserole. I made this once before in a video a long time ago. It's out of one of my keto cookbooks. I can link that down below. But basically this is a casserole with steamed broccoli and ground beef with a cheese sauce. It's very low carb and keto friendly. So I'm starting out by washing up my broccoli. I just cut that into florets and I'm placing those in my salad spinner. I always like to wash all of my produce in there. It just makes it super convenient and easy. These broccoli stems were huge, and so there are times when I will peel the stems or the stalks of broccoli, I guess you could say, and cut those up and steam them as well. You can also grate those and use them in like a broccoli slaw, or you could also put them in a broccoli cheese soup as well. So once all my broccoli is in the salad spinner, I'm just going to fill that up with super cold water, and then once it is washed off, I am going to steam it. I just put this in a pan with a steamer basket, cover it up, and I'll steam it for about 5 minutes. Next step is to make the ground beef portion of the dish. So I have just about 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef that I'm going to brown up. I'm using my mix and chop to chop that up. It's my favorite tool in the kitchen when I'm making ground meat. Once that is all crumbled and cooked through, I did go ahead and drain it just because I didn't want any of the additional fat, and I put that into a bowl. And here's why I didn't want any of the additional fat, because I'm going to make the sauce out of cream cheese. So I'm using 1/3 less fat cream cheese, which I guess is not totally keto, but I wanted to save some calories. And I'm using half and half instead of heavy cream, and some Parmesan cheese. So you just melt the milk or the half and half together with the cream cheese, and the Parmesan cheese, I seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and just melt that over low heat until everything is melted and combined. Once it's done, you can pour it over the ground beef and then add the broccoli on top and just give this a stir. Just make sure not to stir it too vigorously or you will definitely break up the broccoli. But that's it for this casserole. All you do after this is put it into a casserole dish. It is pretty versatile, I would say. You could use definitely some other veggies if you don't like broccoli. I think that like carrots or cauliflower or maybe even green beans would be good in this, and I think ground sausage would be good as well. So I just have a 9x13 dish here. I'm going to spray that with some cooking spray, and then I'll put my casserole mixture in. Be forewarned, this is not necessarily a super pretty dish. I am going to sprinkle some red pepper flakes on the top of it, which does kind of give a little bit of contrast to it. If you're very worried about that, you could also top it with some fresh parsley. This dinner is really convenient because you can assemble it ahead of time, and I popped this into the fridge and we had it the following evening, but you could also make this into a freezer meal as well. I'm putting some shredded mozzarella cheese on the top, which is good because I had a bag to use up, and then I'm going to sprinkle it with some red pepper flakes. I topped that with foil, popped it into the fridge, and we had it all ready for the week. Okay, so next up, I am going to make some pancakes. This is super simple. It is pancake mix, but I wanted to give you guys this idea in case you needed one for meal prep. I sometimes have bags of like baking mix laying around in my pantry, and it's like I just wanted to get this used up and out of the way. So I did measure out the baking mix, 2 cups of that. And for my wet ingredients, I'm going to use some milk, some vegetable oil, and I always like to add a little bit of vanilla when I make pancakes. The recipe on the box doesn't call for that, but I think it makes it taste a little bit better. And then I added some eggs as well. So I'm just going to whisk all of the wet ingredients together until those are well combined. Anytime you're making like a batter for pancakes or muffins, you always want to mix the wet and the dry ingredients separately. So that's why I started in the bowl with the wet ingredients. Once those were incorporated, I poured in the dry mix and then just whisk it until it comes together. If you over whisk it or over mix it, sometimes that can make your pancakes flat. So I have a nonstick skillet here, and I sprayed that with a little bit of cooking spray, and I'm just cooking those pancakes until they are done on both sides. This I think made about 16 pancakes, I think. So I popped them onto a plate after they were done cooking and let them cool. And once they are completely cool, you can bag them up and either put them in the refrigerator or the freezer. I've frozen these before many times and they come out great. You just have to wrap them in a paper towel and microwave them until until they're done. The other tip I would say is when you bag these up in a Ziploc bag, make sure that you put either a sheet of wax paper or parchment paper in between the layers of pancake. That way, when you freeze them, you can pull them out individually without them sticking together. Okay, so that's it for my pancakes. Super simple, but it makes a really great breakfast for kids during the week. Okay, so next up, I'm going to share some salsa chicken in the Instant Pot. I have about 4 to 5 large chicken breasts in the bottom of my Instant Pot. I season those with some taco seasoning, salt and pepper. I'm pouring in some of that Thrive salsa along with about a cup of water. And then I'm just going to use the poultry setting, which cooks this for 10 minutes. You'll know that it's done when you kind of puncture the chicken with your fork and it shreds apart easily. So I removed that to a dish and just shredded it up. This is what we had for dinner on this particular night. I made chicken and steak tacos, but I also wanted to show this as a meal prep because I actually had a lot left over. And what I'm able to do then is have this in the refrigerator and I can repurpose it during the week. So I can put this into chicken enchiladas. I could do chicken quesadillas. I could also do like rice and bean and chicken bowls, like Chipotle style, or do a chicken taco salad. Any of those would be great ideas. And so I kind of just wanted to share the versatility of this dish as well. I did strain out most of the chunks from the salsa and pour back in the broth just because my kids aren't super fond of those. But then once that was back in, I just let it keep warm. We ate, and then obviously we had a ton left over. So I'm just going to pack this into a glass container and get it into the fridge. If we don't end up eating it all this week, I will remove it to a freezer bag and throw it in the freezer for another use. But either way, this is a great option to have on hand during the week. All right, so next up, we're moving on to a Moroccan chicken tagine, if I could talk properly. This is actually a sauce that I shared with you guys I got in my Thrive haul. And this is one reason why I love shopping on their site, is because I can get so many different ingredients that I can't just can't get in the grocery stores around here. And I don't think I mentioned this before, but they do offer free shipping over $49. So you can order a bunch of heavy stuff, pack your box up, and they'll ship it to you for free as long as it's over that threshold. So I'm going to start by chopping up some onion. This recipe is flexible as well. You could totally add any types of veggies or peppers that you wanted. I am going to use yellow onion and bell pepper along with the chicken. So once the onion was chopped, I started with my yellow bell pepper. I'm just using yellow because that's what I have on hand in my refrigerator. And again, just trying to take stock and use up what I have. Whenever I do meal prep, I always just like to look and see what I have, especially in my produce drawers, and find ways that I can incorporate that into what I'm meal prepping for the day. And you guys can see that I'm trying to chop on this like plastic mat I got in a FabFitFun box. I'm not super impressed with it. I always enjoy cutting on my butcher block a little bit more, but it is convenient to be able to transfer those veggies over to the pot once you're done chopping. So once those veggies are done, I am putting them into the skillet with a little bit of avocado oil, and I'm going to give those a head start while I chop the chicken. So this is chicken breast that I pulled out of the freezer earlier in the day, and for this particular amount of sauce, I'm just using 2 chicken breasts. I think this could probably feed 4 people if you had like rice and veggies, extra veggies and maybe some naan bread on the side with it. But if you're going to double this recipe, I probably would maybe consider getting another jar of sauce. But I'm just cutting the chicken up into bite-sized cubes, and I'll get that into the pan. So once the chicken was in the pan with the veggies, I let this cook for about 10 minutes until the chicken was cooked through. And then I went ahead and added that Moroccan chicken tagine sauce. It smells so good. If you've never had it before, it's really sort of like spicy and lemony and delicious. I don't know how else to describe it, but once the everything was combined together, then I put a lid on that and I turned it down to low and I simmered it for about 30 to 35 minutes. I always like to do that when I'm making like this style dish or like a curry or something, because if you cover it and simmer the chicken in that broth, it makes it super tender. So here's how I'm prepping this. I got these new super cubes. I can link them down below, but they are super convenient for meal prepping. You just put your rice and your chicken in there and you can then freeze them and then pop them out whenever you want to make your dish. All right, so next up is some keto chocolate chip cookies. This is again a mix that I got from Thrive. It's the Food Stirs mix. I've never seen this before in my store, so I was really excited to try it. I put some melted butter in the bottom of my bowl along with some milk and some vanilla, and I'm just going to give that a stir. And then this is super simple. You just pour the mix in and mix it up. That's it, easy peasy. And I would recommend this mix. Definitely check it out if you're going to order from Thrive because it is good. I have made many renditions of keto chocolate chip cookies, and this one is definitely a keeper. I'm using my Danish dough whisk to mix this up, which is one of my favorite tools in the kitchen when I'm making muffin batter or anything like that. I did let the batter sit just a little bit because it was, at first I thought it was a little bit loose, but then once I let it sit for about 5 minutes, the almond flour in there did bind up. So I'm just putting this mix onto a baking sheet with a cookie scoop and parchment paper, and then I'll bake that in the oven for about 15 to 18 minutes until the cookies are cooked through. Here's what these looked like when they were done. So good. They were golden brown on the bottoms and the tops. I removed them to a cooling rack to make sure that they cooled completely before I put them in a dish, but I would definitely, again, like I said, recommend this mix. They turned out so good, and if you're trying to watch your sugar or your carbs, it's a great way to treat yourself to a chocolate chip cookie. Okay, so next recipe is some banana muffins, and I make these for my kids frequently when I have very ripe bananas that I need to use up. I can link this recipe down below. I think it's called like skinny peanut butter banana muffins or something like that, but it is a bit of a healthier muffin dish, or a muffin recipe. It only uses a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. It also uses maple syrup, and then it also uses half whole wheat and half regular flour. So here's another Thrive product that I love. I didn't get it in this haul, but it's the maple syrup, and I keep that in my refrigerator just because I have learned from experience that keeping it in your pantry can cause it to mold, and I accidentally poured a little bit too much. That's why you see me like pausing here. I was looking at the recipe wrong. It actually only takes a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. After that, I put in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and gave that a good mix as well. Next up, I'm going to add 1 egg, and then the recipe called for plain yogurt, but I had vanilla on hand, so that's what I used. I just used 1 container of the Chobani vanilla Greek yogurt. Next, I'm going to add some milk. You could use any type of milk or almond milk if you wanted to. And then I also wanted to get this jar of Nutso nut butter used up. I also ordered this from Thrive in a previous haul. It's really good, and I like to use it in recipes like this because it does give a little bit more depth of flavor than just peanut butter. There are different nuts in this particular nut butter than just peanuts. So once that was in, I had a little bit of trouble getting it off the spoon. I did give that a good stir before I added my dry ingredients. Okay, so once all the wet ingredients are combined, I added a splash of vanilla, and then I'm going to add my flour. So the recipe calls for 1 3/4 cups of flour mixed between, it actually calls for white whole wheat flour, which I don't have. I just have white flour and whole wheat flour. So I went ahead and used 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour and 1 cup of regular white flour. After the flour, I added some baking powder and some baking soda, and I also added some salt and some cinnamon. Okay, so I gave this a good stir until it was just combined. Make sure that you don't overmix or it can make your muffins tough. And I folded in about 1/3 cup of Lily's chocolate chips. You can also order those on Thrive. They're a great deal on there, and they have several different flavors. So for this particular recipe, I think it says that it makes 12 muffins, but I always get a little bit extra out of it. I think I got maybe 15 or 16. So I'm starting out with this 12-cup silicone muffin pan, and to keep it a little bit more sturdy, I actually put it on top of a regular cookie sheet, but I always like to spray my silicone muffin tins because they do sometimes stick. But I'm putting the batter into it with an ice cream scoop. That works really, really well. Okay, so I baked these per the recipe directions, and here's what they looked like when they came out. Really, really good snack for you or your kids. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got some meal prep inspiration out of this. If you plan on making any of these recipes, I would love to know which ones in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions for meal prep videos that I should film, leave them also in the comments below. I'm always looking for new ideas. I have tons of meal prep on my channel. I have keto, vegan, vegetarian, budget meal preps, all kinds. But like I said, I'm always looking for new ideas. And if you guys are looking for a way to refresh some of your food and groceries for the new year, don't forget to check out Thrive Market. They are offering a really great deal right now. It is 25% off your first order if you use my code, and then you'll also get a free gift. It's thrivemarket.com/Jen Chapin. All the info will be down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.